Alright, what's going on, everybody? It is Zero Jump Shot here with another video today. This took me, I want to say like 2 hours to set up. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do today, and then I thought, hey, let's do a tier list. And I'm like, well, what should I do a tier list of? Because I wanted to make it like NBA related. So I made a tier list of the 2021 NBA starting lineups. And they're a little bit weird right now because injuries and stuff. So I went off of NBA.com and RotoWire.com, and I kind of I worked with what I could. Some of the lineups are a little bit different because I don't know why. I just kind of put what it I guess should be. The players on the list are not in alphabetical order. But the way this is gonna work is you put the five players in the lineup. So you put the 5 players in the lineup in the tier where you believe that starting lineup belongs. It's a little bit confusing, but as I go on, I feel like it'll understand. So here's how it looks. All the players are here. Some of them don't have the right jersey. I don't know why. NBA.com has it like that. By some people don't have the right jersey, I'm talking... Who's somebody specific that I can think of? Kevin Porter Jr. And that's one of the people who I'm talking about. Is a weird lineup situation because he was in the starting lineup and then he got hurt, but then he played. I don't know. So I just kind of threw him in there. Besides that, so right off the bat, as you can see, there's a category here that says E, barely played, no rating available. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna throw this Warriors lineup in here, because what I meant to do when I made this list, and I would have put this lineup here anyways. I can't find who's in this lineup. I meant to do okay, so Wiggins is up in the E section because I went to put Wiggs for his last name and I put an E instead because I freaking suck at typing. Who's the last person? So it's Wiggins, this guy, Oubre, Draymond, and Poole. Okay, so yeah, because that first guy, Alan Smygalic or whatever, I've never seen him play, and I don't know if he really did much when he played the other day, but he is their starting center right now. So that's the lineup that I took. So that's how I went with it. So for now, what we'll do is I'm just gonna start with the first person available and work that lineup down that way. So next lineup we have is the Pelicans. Pelicans lineup is pretty freaking good. And for example, that's another one. Lonzo's currently not starting, but I believe I put him in here. Yeah, because I have him at Zoe. So I'm gonna go ahead. I was gonna put Nickeil Alexander-Walker in this lineup, but I did put Zoe. Either way, I would probably put it at A. I know Zion gets so much overpraise. People think that he's literally insane. He's not that crazy, but a lot of people think that he is. But when you have him and Ingram in the same lineup together and someone who's playing as good as Lonzo is, they're definitely A. They're definitely not S. I don't even know if I'd consider any of these lineups S tier, but we'll think about it. So, and this is another one too. Aaron Gordon's probably not going to play tonight. I don't know if they play tonight, but whenever their next game is. But he did start their last game. So the Magic, this starting lineup in particular, I'm trying to think of who they have. So it's Carter Williams, Fournier, Aaron Gordon, Al-Farouq Aminu, and Vucevic. So I guess it's not that bad. I'm gonna roll it with B, only because Carter Williams is not playing all that horribly, and neither are Vucevic and Fournier. So I'm gonna roll that at B. I think that's probably the best bet. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this in order from position too, so it's a little bit easier. Sorry, this is, I didn't really need to do it this way, but I'm going to. Okay. So, next up is the Cavs. So, this is Sexland, Okoro. Was there power forward there? Who's the power forward in Cleveland? Josh, idiot. Oh, Larry Nance. Yeah, this is, for me, this is a C lineup. The only reason I'm not going to put the... Never mind. This is a B lineup. Never mind. I'll say the only reason I'm not going to put them above the Magic is because they don't have really good scoring, but that's cap. Sexton and Garland are pretty good at scoring, so I can't really say that. So they're going to be a B tier lineup in my opinion. I'm just going to throw them there. It makes the most sense. C, so we got the Grizzlies next. Grizzlies are probably... This Grizzlies starting lineup is probably going to go under B tier as well. Where's my guy? Ja Morant. Only because of Grayson Allen. If this lineup was a little bit different, I would maybe consider putting it at A. But with Grayson Allen in the starting lineup, personally, I don't think it's an A tier lineup. Honestly, no, I can't move it to C because they're so productive in the post. Same thing with this Magic team. But it's hard to, you know, I'm moving this Magic team down to C tier. I can't put it in B tier just because Nikola Vucevic is an absolute tank. I can't. Alright, Minnesota Timberwolves. This is a pretty all-around good team. I'm actually going to put this one at A tier, believe it or not. And I'll explain to you why. But it's a little bit of a weird lineup, if I'm being honest with you. So their lineup right now is Rubio, Edwards, Layman, Jared Vanderbilt, and Towns. These two really don't even matter. Like, these three honestly are pretty good the way they are. And I can picture them beating out both of these teams, no problem. And these two teams as well. This Warriors team, if they had Steph Curry, I'd put them at A, but yeah. Next up is the Suns. Oh, the Suns, I'm 2 seed in the West. I'm really tempted to put them at A tier or S tier, but I know if I put them at S tier, I'm gonna get so much hate because I'm a Chris Paul fan. But looking at the other lineups here, I mean, obviously the Nets are the #1 seed in the East. The Bucks are the #2, I think the #2 seed. They're one of the top teams. The Sixers are one of the top teams. And then there's the Clippers and the Lakers, blah, blah, blah. But LeBron's hurt. The Clippers kind of suck now. Embiid is hurt. Durant is hurt for the Nets. So right now, the most logical explanation for a starting lineup at this point in time for S tier, in my opinion, in my expert basketball opinion, would have to be the Suns. Now, I'm going to put them there for now. I might switch it up later. But for right now, I have the Suns as an S tier starting rotation. Now, let me remember who the shooting guard for the Suns is. Is it Devin Booker? Is he technically the shooting guard? Yeah. Yes, because McCall is the small forward, and then power forward is, where did he go? Crowder, and then center is Ayton. Next up, we got the Heat. This is definitely an A tier starting lineup in my opinion. I wouldn't put them any lower. Kendrick Nunn, Duncan Robinson. I named him Jimmy in this, so he's down here. Jimmy Butler, Kelly Olynyk, and Bam Adebayo. Yeah, it's just this team has been inconsistent when it comes to injuries and stuff this year, so it's kind of hard to put them at S tier. This squad has kind of been here for them the most part, and they've had other pieces who have came in and provided enough spark for them to maintain the second spot. Before I go ahead and talk some more stuff, let me just... I didn't really do a whole lot of research on the team records, but let me just double check this here. Okay, so it's Sixers, Nets, Bucks, Hawks, Heat as the 1 through 5 in the East, and then the West it's Jazz, Suns, Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets. Okay. Alright, so I'm pretty... So far on what I've said, I've been pretty accurate. We'll continue, however. Nuggets starting lineup. This is actually another S tier starting lineup. I may have lied. There's probably going to be 3 S tier starting lineups in this, and I'll explain why. We're going to go Jamal Murray, Will Barton, I think. Yeah. Michael Porter Jr., Paul Millsap, and Jokic is here somewhere. Jokic. I mean, how not? They have Jokic, who's one of the front runners for MVP right now. Jamal Murray, who's been scoring out of his mind. MPJ, who's been playing really good. Paul Millsap, who's had one of the better years of his career, even though he's aging every year. So, I think it's pretty good. Next up, we got the Wizards. Now, I know Brad Beal's like literally carrying this team, and Russell Westbrook, but they don't have any really good big men. So because of that, I'm putting them at B tier. So we got Westbrook, Beal, Garrison Matthews, and that's another reason right there. Garrison Matthews is in the starting lineup, and then they have Alex Len. So I don't want to hear it. They're a B tier starting lineup or lower. With Garrison Matthews and Alex Len in the starting rotation, you don't deserve much higher of a spot. And that's just me being real. The Philadelphia 76ers. Now, this is a little bit difficult because without... Sorry, I'm trying to move my chair and it won't move. Without Joel Embiid, this team is kind of not good. So, their rotation without Joel Embiid, if I'm correct what I'm getting at here... They don't still run Ben at point guard, do they? Yeah, they do. So Ben plays point. Shooting guard is where'd he go? I just saw him. Korkmaz, and then Danny Green, and then the 4 spot is hovered by Tobias Harris, and then Tony Bradley's our starting center. So Tobias Harris is good, Ben Simmons is good, but for Korkmaz, Green, and Tony Bradley are like, Dwight Howard does better than Tony Bradley does, and Dwight Howard comes off the bench, so I'm really tempted to move this lineup down to a C. Yeah, I'm gonna do it too. If Joel Embiid was in this starting rotation, it would be an A or an S tier, possibly most likely an S tier starting rotation, but with these guys on the floor, they're not super crazy. So Charlotte Hornets. And this is updated without LaMelo Ball. We're yet to see Devontae Graham in the starting lineup, how he performs. So I'm going to put this one as a C tier as well. You got Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward. Oh, whoops. Wait, what? Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, and Bismack. So, yeah, we have yet to see how Devontae Graham performs in that starting point guard role, if that helps the team or if it hurts the team. So, as of right now, again, this is like a situation where they lower based on injury. If they had LaMelo, they'd be an A tier lineup. So, right now they're a C tier because it's undecidable. And who knows how Bismack's going to perform as their starting center. The Utah Jazz, this is the other S tier starting lineup that I have. Being the number 1 seed in the West, kind of deserve to be the S tier, an S tier lineup. So, got Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Bojan, Royce O'Neal wherever he is, and Rudy Gobert. And Rudy Gobert has been playing really good this year. If he doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year, I'd be very surprised. He had a game where... Okay, I was going to say, where do you go? Oh, wrong one. He had a game not too long ago where he had like 26 rebounds or something like that. So, dude's killing it. Indiana Pacers, lineup of... okay, let's figure this out. Victor Oladipo has a Pacers jersey on, so that's bothering me. I believe it's Malcolm Brogdon. Karis LeVert. So this one I'm going to put it a B. Because Karis LeVert, for being hurt and not actually playing on the Pacers roster yet, has looked surprisingly well. So I'm going to put them in a B because I think this dude could shine big time with this team. And as of right now, he hasn't hurt them. I feel like he's only helped them get better. So definitely going to put them at B. Now, I can't remember who their power forward is. Oh yeah, duh, Sabonis. And that's the thing. They have Sabonis and Miles Turner starting to play really well. And I believe I just read before Malcolm Brogdon is actually not playing today. So is Miles Turner. So both Miles Turner and Malcolm Brogdon are both out today. But that just came out, so regardless of that, this is how I have their starting lineup rated. Next up, we have the Milwaukee Bucks. You are all gonna hate me unless you're Bucks fans, then you'll agree with me. I'm gonna rock this one at A tier. Now, the reason I refuse to put the Bucks lineup as an S tier starting lineup is simply because of one man by the name of Brook Lopez. How are you 7 feet tall and average 5 rebounds per game? This dude, DiVincenzo, averages like point something more rebounds than you. And you're 7 feet tall. Like, bro, like, you just stand under the basket and grab a ball. So, because of Brook Lopez's inability to play the center position as great as he should be, they're at an A tier starting lineup. And their defense has been questionable lately, so we're going to rock like that. Sacramento Kings, no Marvin Bagley. I think that's it. Yeah, so no Marvin Bagley. I believe he's not playing due to the possibility of him being traded. Could be that, or he could actually be hurt. Don't know. So as of right now, they're running Fox, Halliburton, Hield, Barnes, and Rashawn Holmes. I would. It's hard to say. Tyrese has to put on for the Kings, I feel like, in order to be listed as an A-tier player. So I'm gonna put them at B, simply because they have a little bit of figuring out as a starting lineup to do, because Tyrese has been coming off the bench lately. So, not saying he can't do it, but I believe that right now they could definitely improve. Like, if I'm putting them in the same spot as the Pacers and the Cavs, I think that's quite fair. We have the New York Knicks. I'm sorry, but I'm going to put them at a C, simply because you never know who's going to go off what day. Because could be Quickly, could be Barrett, could be Reggie Bullock, could be Julius Randle. Oh my gosh, there is Julius Randle. And it can't be Nerlens Noel. Nerlens Noel really slowed down his production as the season went on, so not too sure about that guy. Next lineup is going to be the Houston Rockets. I'm sorry, but I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You are on a 20-game losing streak, and you have the talent that you have. Yeah, get into the D tier and don't say a word. All right, next up is the Portland Trailblazers. It's Damian Lillard, MVP candidate. Pretty much been the same squad throughout the whole thing, except now they have CJ McCollum back. If I put the Timberwolves in A tier, I got to put them in A tier. So, they're also going to go into the A tier. Where's Rocco? There he is. And then Enes Kanter. Next up, we have the Atlanta Hawks. Absolutely an A tier team. With Trae Young playing the way he is. I believe... No, Kevin's not the 2. It's, oh yeah, he is. Kevin Huerter's the 2. Tony Snell, that's the jersey that's not updated. I don't understand why not. Tony Snell, John Collins, and Clint Capella. There's way too much firepower on this team. It would be S tier if they didn't have Tony Snell in the lineup. I'm sorry. He's trash. Being a Bucks fan, I've dealt with it. I know how it goes. Brooklyn Nets, again, without Durant in this lineup, and with there's so many jerseys that look the same. I'm trying to remember who their starting lineup is. So their lineup right now is, I believe it's James Harden. Or no, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Joe Harris, Jeff Green, and DeAndre Jordan. If Blake Griffin was in the starting lineup and they had Kevin Durant, absolutely S tier. But for right now, it's going to be A tier. I already messed it up. And it's just, to me, it's weird having Jeff Green be a power forward, but he's not a bad player by any means, so I'm going to give it to him. Detroit Pistons are going to go under C tier. Solely because they have Frank Jackson in their starting lineup. If they didn't have a washed-up G League player in their starting lineup, maybe they'd be a little bit better. But Frank Jackson has never been good in the NBA, and I don't think he ever will be. But they've got talent with Delon Wright, Jeremy Grant, and Sadiq Bey, and Plumlee even. But having someone like Jackson in the starting lineup really throws it down. I can't possibly put them at B tier because a lot of these teams have 5 people who are thoroughly talented. Other than the Wizards. But if you think about it this way, Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook outweigh 4 of the 5 people on the Pistons. So that's how it goes. The Spurs, that's a bit of a questionable one. Right now with DeJounte Murray out, or not playing. I don't know if he's hurt or if they just didn't have him playing. Maybe he was resting. This team, I watched them play the other day. I watched their game. It's pretty good, not gonna lie. Derek White's had his struggles lately. Fouling a lot, not making a lot of his shots. But however, Lonnie Walker has stepped up in a huge way. And they are running DeRozan at the 4. So it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. So solely because of that, they're going to be a B tier. I would put them at C tier, but there's just too much talent on this team to put them at C tier. Okay. So where did Keldon Johnson go? And it's just so weird to me that DeRozan plays the 4. It just really doesn't add up. Next up is the Los Angeles Lakers. I am so sorry that I have to do this, but this squad is awful. It's just horrible. I cannot by any means necessary put this team as anything higher than D. If LeBron was in the lineup, I'd consider it. But your point guard, Dennis Schroeder, not too bad. You're starting KCP still. He's not great, but he's not horrible, I guess. Wesley Matthews is just horrible. I'm sorry. I see it all over Twitter. I've dealt with it when he was on the Bucks. Kyle Kuzma should play the 3, not the 4. And you have Markieff Morris starting at the 5. Like, you have Marcus Gasol and Montrez. They might have been hurt. They might have been resting. I don't know what the case was. But this starting lineup is just awful. Like, if they had this starting lineup all year, you aren't winning. I'm sorry. You're just not. Now we go to the Thunder. This Thunder starting lineup, I'm not even kidding you. If they played this way like they did against the Rockets, granted, again, D-tier lineup, but still, the Rockets aren't a horrible team. Like, they have a lot of good pieces, but they just got to put it together. And the Rockets could have won that game the other day if John Wall wouldn't have taken stupid shots. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Lou Dort and Moses Brown, oh, dude, Moses Brown is one of the best, like, no-name players that just came up and just worked. I gotta put this lineup at B tier. They're just too good in my opinion. And so this is the new and updated rotation I've seen. I don't know what they have today though. I'll have to double check. I know it's not this. I think it's a little bit different. Just let me double check here just so just so I know. So yeah, so they're actually not starting Dort today, I'm guessing because he played out of his mind the other day. They're starting Theo Maledon, but they didn't start Shai last game, I don't think Shai played, but yeah, this would most likely be their starting lineup because they have Poku playing the small forward, and then they have Roby playing the 4 and Moses Brown playing the 5. So I don't know. I think with this particular starting lineup, I think that's a good squad. Now to the Dallas Mavericks. You have to put them at B tier. Actually, hold on a second. before I do that, let me just double check. Where are they at? So they're 8th. Yeah. They're gonna go into B tier. I'd put them higher, but injuries and other things have derailed this team from succeeding. And they're not horrible, but I mean, when you're running a lineup with guys like Dorian Finney-Smith and Maxi Kleber in it, it's not good. Toronto Raptors, not gonna lie, this is definitely an S tier lineup. I can't cap on this one at all. This team, the only downfall about this lineup though One, you're starting Pascal at center, so you're losing a little bit on height and strength, like post defense preferably. But you have a good scoring team here, and like that's just it. But it's who's gonna score and how are they gonna score, because Powell could have a good night, Lowry could have a good night, Van Vliet could have a good night. It's like you don't know. So tonight it's different actually, their lineup. They don't have a new Anunoby in the starting lineup tonight. They actually have Stanley Johnson. So either way, even with Stanley Johnson, I'd still put this as an S tier starting lineup, because this is 4 great players. Like, I think they're really good. They played really good this year. I don't know where the Raptors are ranked this year. So they're 11th, so they're not doing too hot. But let me just go look up, like specifically, like Kyle Lowry. So he's putting up about 18 and 7 a game. Siakam is putting up 27 and 5. Powell's putting up 23 and 2. And Fred VanVleet is putting up 24 and 7. So there's a lot of scoring going on out of this lineup. And like, so in that lineup in particular, Anunoby's putting up 14, 6, and 2. So even that's not bad. Stanley Johnson, on the other hand, that's a little bit different. That kind of weighs the lineup down because he's 3-2 and 2, or 3-2 and 1. But he doesn't play as much, so it's understandable. Hopefully I don't need that anymore. I just closed it out. Boston Celtics. Oh, yeah, I forgot about them. Yeah, they're also S tier. This team is really good. Jaylen Brown hit 10 threes the other night. So, and, like, the thing that's crazy is, like, this starting lineup is good enough that their bench is also really good. As weird as that sounds. Oh, and I also just now realized, too, with the Spurs lineup, tonight I just got a notification that they have, I actually have this wrong. DeRozan's the 3, and it's DeJounte Murray, so no Lonnie Walker, but this is what they had their last game. So next up we have the Clippers. Reggie Jackson, Paul George, Kawhi, Marcus Morris, and Ivica Zubac. This is a beast starting lineup. It's average at best. Again, this is another one of those teams where somebody could play really well or somebody could play really bad. And your 4 and your 5 are a little bit weak, not gonna lie. Morris and Zubac, not the greatest. They're not horrible, but they're definitely not the greatest. So I'm gonna put them there. And this is actually the correct starting line for the Bulls. I just got a notification that this is exactly what they're starting tonight. And because of that, the Bulls are a pretty bad team this year, if I remember correctly. They are 10th. But, like, again, another team where different people could go off at any time. But I'm going to... This is a tough one. A lot of these guys have played really horrible as of late. So... Or not as of late, but this year. And some of them have played really good. And there's no actual big man in this starting lineup because Lauri Markkanen doesn't really play the 5 very well. So Thaddeus Young is their 5. So with this lineup here, I'm going to have to put it in the B tier. Like, they're not horrible by any means, but there's better. So I don't have any F lineups. I'm surprised. I thought I would. I wasn't going to put this lineup this low, but since they're on a 20-game losing streak and they just cannot seem to figure it out, they're going to be down there. This lineup, I mean, this is kind of self-explanatory. This lineup's kind of trash. But yeah, I also didn't know if I'd have this many S-tier teams. And like I said with the Bucks, being a Bucks fan, I can't put them at S-tier simply because Brook Lopez. A lot of you are going to probably clown on me because of the Hawks. Literally, though, 4 of the 5 are great. Tony Snell is just kind of peace. I don't know. I think these are pretty fair. Maybe you could consider moving up. You know, I think I'm gonna move up the Knicks. I'm gonna move up the Knicks only because Julius Randle has been so good this year, and RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley have been good. I think this is pretty fair. I'm honestly, this is what I'm gonna rock with. Comment down below what you would put for this, or what you would change. And remember, like, the way I have this set up is like, so like, this is the Suns, this is the Nuggets, this is the Jazz, this is the Raptors, and then this is the Celtics. So it's solely gonna be based on team lineups, and these, not like, say like the Lakers would have LeBron on the starting lineup, not like that, like, and say they would have Curry, not like that. What I have here for a lineup is what I'm rating. And I know I've talked about the team itself and how it works, but the reason is because some of that kind of does matter. Like for the Bulls situation, they have so many different pieces that they move around. Like, that's why I'm not going to put them higher. It's because Wendell Carter could come in, or someone else could come in and play different spots. So, yeah, and the same with the Thunder. I should move them lower, but because Moses Brown has been playing so good, and so is Dort, and Poku's had his games here and there, got to keep them where they are. So that's what I got. I took about as much time recording this video as I did putting this tier list together. So if you guys want to go through and use this tier list and make your own thing and post it and do whatever you want, go for it. But like I said, that's how it's based, and yeah. That's what I got. I hope you guys enjoyed this video for today. I wasn't too sure what I was gonna do. I kind of just thought about this last minute, and it turned out to be something that I figured I could make something good out of. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna edit this and upload it so you guys got a video. Again, I would definitely, I probably should have said this first. I'd like to apologize for not having stuff up this weekend. Like I said, I was gonna do every day. Today will not be a double upload though. I will consider doing a double upload either tomorrow or Thursday, and then like Friday or something. So I will not be uploading on Saturday. I'm actually going to the Bucks game on Saturday. I would vlog it, but I don't know if I want to do that with like all the health and safety standards and stuff like that that are going on right now. So I'm just gonna not vlog it. I'll just talk about it after. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, comment down below what you would change. If I'm crazy, I mean, I am crazy, but you know, your thoughts and all that sort of thing. Oh, and I just got a notification. Kemba is out. Kemba is not playing. He is hurt. I don't know what he's hurt with, but I'm still gonna keep this as S tier lineup, even with Jeff Teague in the lineup. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.